Well, it's been a busy weekend for the Suzuki Swift Sport Cup. The championship between the top three is down to just 46 points as we go green. Mark Spring off the front row. It's a full reverse grid from the results from the first two races of the weekend. And again, a lot of work to do from the faster guys from the back because so many of the drivers now are on similar pace, Ryan.
Yeah, as this championship is coming to a close, the quicker guys and the slower guys, there's nothing in them.
Oh, there's a couple going off. That's Ericsson just running wide off the exit. He got away with it though. So the form drivers for the weekend have been the likes of Chris Cox, Mark Gibson, Rex McCutcheon and Grant Ryan, and those guys have got some work to do from the back of the grid, although Chris Cox with a DNF in race number 2, probably with a midfield start here, will be looking pretty good trying to get towards the front. There he is there on the outside in the yellow number 12. As we've got more action off the exit of the hairpin, we've seen that right throughout the weekend. So the three to watch, Dane Fisher now the championship leader by just 8 points over Mike Turley, with Grant Ryan in third, 46 points out of the lead, held by Dane Fisher, who took the championship lead back over in race number 2. As we got one off and going wide, there was parts getting shed. That was Sam Barry, right rear damage to the Barry Racing Team Suzuki, number 71.
Sam was in 4th place before that accident, and something so simple was put him at the back of the field.
So Daniel Leenberg and Mark Springs side by side. A lot of damage to the right front corner of Mark Springs' VNC Cocktails car after race number 2. There's Patrick Cronin going through in the Ice Tech car. A lot of work in the pits for the VNC boys.
Yeah, those boys were frantic, running around trying to get as many parts as they could to get that car repaired and back on the grid, but they've done a fantastic job as Mark Spring leads them round for lap 1.
Well, Mark Spring hasn't got a win against his name this season, so he'll be trying to desperately stay there in front. As we've got yet another one running wide. This time it's McCutcheon in the Mondial number 5.
And Rex McCutcheon's had such a good weekend.
He's done a very good job this weekend. There's Grant Ryan alongside Mike Turley, second and third in the points.
Followed closely by Dane Fisher.
Yeah, so Dane Fisher knows he's got to keep Mike Turley as close to him as he can. Sean Lawrence in the 3rd position in the Liquorland car. Thankfully for Sean, he's kept out of trouble this weekend.
Yeah, Sean's having a steady weekend. I'm sure he'd like it to go a bit better, but anyhow, he's doing a good job in this reverse grid race.
We went into the weekend 8th in the points. It's Daniel Leenberg, who had a DNF in race number 1, is to his outside. Simon Evans in the Castrol Edge number 4 is running there with them as well.
We haven't seen much of Simon this weekend.
No, they've just struggled for a little speed with this car throughout the weekend, but he's very, very quick through the tightest part of the race course, doing double duty, of course, in the Porsche GT3 Cups, of course. He's got to look down the inside of Lawrence. Ben Ericsson just in behind in that unique double livered car with Rock on one side and Juiced Up on the other.
And a mouse on the bonnet, a Swift Point wireless mouse.
They've got a mouse on the bonnet. Oh, what will they think of next? So Mark Spring got one peeling off into the pit lane further back as Evans goes down the inside of Sean Lawrence. Should make the pass stick through to the 2nd position.
That was a good pass by Simon, nice and clean.
Just picked off Lawrence down into turn number 1. Daniel Leenberg's in there, Ben Ericsson there side by side. Ben Ericsson from Christchurch, of course Daniel Leenberg from Timaru, so not too far away from each other. So can Simon Evans chase down Mark Spring for this race lead? Just getting a call on race radio, drive-through for Patrick Cronin.
Yeah, the local boy just from up the road. First time ever in a Suzuki. Definitely supporting some front damage to that car.
Yeah, there's a big hole in the left front guard, just about the 7th car in the queue. There he is there, just going out of shot. Alongside one of the Gibson boys. That's a big shot in the left front corner of that car. So still early stages of this final race for the Suzuki Swift Sport Cup, the penultimate round of the Motorsport New Zealand Premier Race Championship Series for the majority of the classes. I reckon Chris Cox is going to be the one to watch here, just looking at the lap times. He's the only driver in the 126 bracket, 126.309. So the majority of the leaders are up there in the 127s. There's the drive-through for Patrick Cronin.
And Simon Evans has just gone past Mark Spring down into turn 1.
Yeah, I don't think Springy got a very good run off the final corner, so a new race leader, Simon Evans, now through to the front, although Springy's going to try and come back at him, and he does.
We know how hard charger Springy is, and he wouldn't make that easy for Simon Evans.
He just got the wake-up call, I would suggest. So Spring back into the lead. Evans, Lawrence, and they're just starting to bunch up. Ericsson and Cox. Both Christchurch youngsters go back to Mark Gibson. He's another one definitely to watch. Daniel Leenberg, the next car in the queue. Grant Ryan. It'll be AJ Lauder. Amy Vincent having a good midfield run here in the Dodson's car. She got bundled off in the second heat.
Yeah, Grant Ryan's doing a good job as well, moving through this field.
So Grant Ryan would be not too far away. Battle between himself and Rex McCutcheon for the overall round honours. As Evans has got an inside run here on Mark Spring. Makes it stick down into the final corner.
Springy's doing a good job here, allowing Simon some good racing room, and it's nice and clean.
Castrol edge colours on the side of the yellow number 4, Simon Evans. He's already won a Porsche 996 race this weekend as one of the Gibson cars. That's Rob Gibson, runs very, very wide off the exit of the final corner. So the halfway point of the final race for Suzuki, Simon Evans leads from Mark Spring. Sean Lawrence third. Ben Ericsson is fourth. Chris Cox is fifth. There's Grant Ryan ahead of AJ Lauder.
As Dane Fisher gets moved off the road.
Running wide again, Rob Gibson carrying some damage to the left front corner. He's running there with Brad Lauder. Oh, Simon Evans with a big piece of the curb through the S's. That would have cost a little bit of momentum.
Definitely unsettles these cars.
Mark Spring may have a run here to the outside, but Evans has got the more favoured inside line, pulls back into the draft. Mark Gibson now on a charge. He pulls up alongside Ben Ericsson. Chris Cox is up into the 4th position. He's moving forward as well.